Hey guys! So as promised, I'm finally making my jalapeno poppers. I'm also cooking spaghetti, sweet tea, and like rolls with the spaghetti. So I'm actually gonna make like a healthy version of my spaghetti along with my jalapeno poppers. The sweet tea is just gonna be regular sweet tea because I mean, I guess I could make that healthy with my stevia sugar, but then my kids might not drink it. It's for them. Okay, so here we go. So turning you over and backing this up. Okay, so for my jalapeno poppers, the first thing I added is this whipped Greek yogurt and the fat-free original cream cheese. This one I do 2 ounces of both of these, okay? And I put them in a bowl like this. I've already measured it out and put it in a bowl. My next step is I'm going to add my hang on, it takes me a while to get this thing up. I'm gonna add my cheddar cheese. So let me put this away and then I will show you my cheddar cheese. Oh, and by the way, whenever I have things like this in a box, I ended up putting this back into a reusable Ziploc bag and wrote fat-free on there so I knew what it was. So that way I don't have to keep this stupid box. Just a little life hack there. Hey Jax, can you go put this in the recycling bin for mommy? In the recycling bin? Thank you. I thought you needed help. Well, you can help me. No. The recycling. Not the trash can. Okay, so I got my cheddar cheese. I'm gonna do 23 grams of the cheddar cheese in my bowl. And I'm just gonna add that directly on top of the cream cheese. And you don't have to precisely measure this out. I just do that so I can add it into my fitness pal later. And like if it goes a little over, it's fine. This is actually 27 grams of cheddar cheese, so I'll add that in there. So that way I know exactly how many calories it is and the nutrition facts and all that jazz. So, next I'm going to grab a spoon and I'm going to stir my cheeses together. I'm also going to add in chives and my sea salt with cumin, Himalayan pink sea salt zesty cumin combo. I post this in everything. I told you guys. I use it on everything. It is my salt and pepper. So I'm going to sprinkle just a dab of that on there. And then I'm going to add my chives. Let me put y'all down here so you can see what I'm doing. Maybe. Okay, chives. Oh, I'm also making spaghetti. So I already got my my pan warmed up for the meat. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my meat in there. I am using, I had to thaw it out, but I'm using this organic ground beef. It is 90% lean, 10% fat. I got this from Kroger, and it's grass-fed beef, so all good things. I'm going to cut that open and stick it in my pan to get my meat browning while I am making these jalapeno poppers. I gotta multitask here because the kids are hungry, so doing lots of things all at one time. Alright, so put my meat in the pan. Alrighty. Alright, so I got my meat browning, mixing up my jalapeno bowl. I gotta get a spatula for my meat. Alright, so I'm gonna put you back up here so I can be hands-free. Let me just brown this up real quick and I'll get back to the poppers. And I'll also get the tea going. So with my sweet tea, I make it like super simple. I just stick it in the microwave instead of like boiling water and all that jazz. So I'm going to show you a life hack on how to make easy sweet tea. I don't know what's going on with this curl. It's like all over the place. Anyway, I feel like every girl ever that does a live video like messes with their hair in the middle of it. Like you're doing a video, you're like, oh my gosh, my hair. It's funny. Every single time. I don't know, guys might do that too, but I know girls definitely do that. Don't want to leave anyone out these days and ages. Alright. So that is browning very nicely. I'm also going to go ahead and get my noodles going. So I'm going to take my pan. So I usually use 100% whole grain noodles. But I don't have that many left in here. This might be enough for everyone, but I don't know. So I was going to make two pans. I'm going to do a little bit of these regular noodles in it too for the kids. But I'm definitely eating the whole grain ones. So I'm going to put some water in one pan for my whole grain noodles. So you can see what I'm doing. I'll move this over. Alright, I got my water in this pan. I'm going to put it on the stove. Get the water boiling. I'm going to add some salt to it. I have this pink Himalayan salt. So like with this kind of stuff, like with boiling water, you just need regular salt. So I don't do my fancy salt with this one. Especially because this stuff is really expensive for this combo salt. So I'm just going to do my pink Himalayan salt in my water to get it boiling. And get my noodles ready to go. And I'm also going to fill this one up with water for the other noodles. And just filling things up with water. Pink salt to the other container. Alright, now I just gotta wait for my waters to start boiling and I can add my noodles in. Alright, so really quick, before my water and everything starts boiling and I have to go crazy to keep up with all of these things, I'm going to show you what I do with my tea real quick. So I am using Lipton's tea. My husband accidentally bought decaf, which I guess isn't bad because my kids don't need all the caffeine anyway. So we got the decaf Lipton tea. So I got 2 tea bags. I put them in a coffee cup and I fill it with water. Okay. And then I'm going to stick this in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes. So that way, the water can bring all the tea out. And then I'm just going to pour it in the container and add more hot water to it. Simple, right? Like you don't have to boil any water. You just boil it in the microwave. Alright, so here's my sugar. My sugar. I try not to make it overly sweet anymore. Like I used to make it like straight sugar, but because I've been healthy, I really only do about. This is half of a cup, so I'm going to do 1 whole cup. I guess I'll do 2 cups. So I usually do about 4 half cups. So 2 cups of sugar and my sweet tea, and this makes a gallon. And I'm just going to put my sugar back. So I got my sugar in there, and also what the microwaved tea bags will do is melt the sugar with the hot water from the cup. So I'll stir that and I'll add more hot water and it's easy peasy. muffin jug. Alright, so my meat's cooking. My water is boiling. Now I just need to get back to my jalapeno poppers before the water starts boiling. I also need to turn my stove on for this. So I'm going to put it on 400 for the jalapeno poppers. So I'm going to get my stove going. Alright. My tea beeped, so I'm going to make that really quickly. I'm going to show you. Alright. No, baby, I got it. Thank you, though. Alright, so here's my tea. It's all nice and brown now, so I'm just going to dump that in there. Jackson, baby, I don't need any help. Alright, I'll help you. Help me in just a second, okay? So I'm stirring my hot water into the sugar and melting it all nice and melty. And then I'll even like refill the cup like a few times just to get all this tea out of it.
About 2 minutes.
Alright, 2 minutes. Go play with your toys for 2 minutes. So this is just so I get all the tea out of the cup. And then I just put the hot water in and mix it all together. Please don't touch. Please don't touch. Out the kitchen.
I said do.
Jackson, I really don't need help. I need you out the kitchen. You can help in a second, okay? Go play with your toys, and I'll let you know. Children, they ruin all my videos. Alright, here we go. Making my tea. So I'm going to fill it all the way to the top, and I'm just going to let it sit here for a bit. And let the tea bags just seep into the water. And then I will come back for that. Okay, moving on. I gotta keep an eye on my meat here. So for my spaghetti, I use that ground beef that I just showed you. I'm also going to be using this low sodium tomato basil marinara sauce. It only has 60 calories in it for half a cup, 3.5 grams of fat, 130 milligrams of sodium, 6 carbs, and 1 grams of protein. And it has 4 grams of sugar. But this is all natural, low sodium tomato basil marinara sauce. So this is a really good one. I also got that from Kroger, just like everything else. Oh, you know what? I forgot to cut up some onions. I guess I won't put, I have, I'm not really cutting up onions right now because I forgot about that step. But I do have some onion powder and some chopped onions, I believe. Let's see what I got here. I have this onion powder. I have garlic powder. Get them out of my, oh wait, no, they're right here. What is this? Oh no, this is more onion powder. Okay, I'm just going to add onion powder to it instead of chopping up onions. Normally I add onions to it. But I think I am going to add, I'm also going to add my diced tomatoes to my spaghetti just to give it some thickness, since this is just marinara. It doesn't have anything in it. And I usually put canned mushrooms in there as well, but I'm actually all out of canned mushrooms. So I'm struggling today, you guys. I'm struggling. So anyway. Alright, my meat's pretty much nice and brown now, so I'm actually going to go ahead and add my diced tomatoes to it. So I'm just going to open it here with my can opener. I'm eventually going to get back to those jalapeno poppers, guys. Got a lot of things going on. Multitasking here in the kitchen today. Alright. Here goes my diced tomatoes. Hold on to that pan so I can add it into my recipe. Alright, so I'm just going to mix these in here. I'm also going to do something I don't do often. I'm going to add corn to my spaghetti tonight, just to give it some more flavor. Kind of make like a Mexican spaghetti, but just like regular spaghetti but with corn. Alright, and my water is starting to boil too, so see, I told you everything's going to go crazy soon. Alright, so let me go ahead and get my noodles going. And I put my regular noodles in my big pot. And I'll turn you over so you're not just staring at my light. Oh, and when I make my spaghetti, I don't know what other people do, but I always cut it in half so the noodles aren't as long, and I feel like it makes more that way, or at least it looks like it does. So that way, I don't have to use as much. Put my whole wheat back here. Alright, then I'm going to get a spoon thingamajig for my noodles. And I'm going to stir them. And we're going to let them boil for a bit. Now watch these wheat noodles be enough, but whatever, we'll just have extra noodles. Okay, now I'm going to add my onion powder. Got like stuck.
Mommy, please help me.
Go ask your daddy to help you. Alright, so I'm going to add my onion powder just for some flavor. And a little bit of garlic powder. Again, it's all stuck together. I'm also going to add... Here, this is your cup. Go give it to daddy. I'm also going to add my salt and pepper. And I'm going to do some oregano and some chives. And some basil. Where's my basil? Oh, here it is. Alright, basil. To my spaghetti meat. And then I'm going to add my sauce. I thought I might need two, but I think I only need one sauce. I'm going to put this one back. Got my mess here. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I like to clean as I cook, so I don't have like a big mess everywhere. Okay, so now I'm going to add my Silver Palette tomato basil sauce to my spaghetti. I usually just put a little bit of water into the can and shake it all up just to get the rest out. That was just my oven beeping for my jalapeno poppers that I have to get back to soon. And I will. Alright, so my meat is pretty much done now. So I'm just going to put it on low just to keep it nice and warm. And really, this is pretty liquidy enough with the diced tomatoes. Oh, I forgot to add my corn. Let me add my corn. So I really don't need to add more liquid because it already has a lot of liquid in there. So I'm just going to dump this out and clean it up. I'm going to add my corn real quick. This is just regular whole kernel corn in a can. Normally I do try to get low sodium corn, but this one has a natural sea salt in it. I got this from Sam's, and they have a low sodium option. So it'll be okay. Also, frozen and fresh corn is always the best way to go versus canned corn, but when you have a family of 5, sometimes the canned corn is the best you can do. Especially with something like this. So I'm just using canned corn this time. I did strain the liquid out of it because I don't need any more liquid in my spaghetti. Alright, so now I got everything in my meat here. I'm just going to stir this in and let it simmer on low. My noodles are pretty good too. So I'm going to simmer these on low and I'm going to put the lid on them. Just stirring in my corn. Alright, so I got that good. I'm going to stir these noodles. I'm going to put those on low as well. Add my lid to them. Alright, so I got everything on low now. I'm also going to add my lid to my meat so that it can be. So that it can simmer also. Alright, so I'm going to put a lid on here. Alright, so I got that going. Really quickly, I do need to make some rolls also because the kids' dinner is going to be done faster than the jalapeno peppers, obviously, at this point. Alright, so I'm going to get my pan. I use olive oil non-stick pan. Got my pan, or just non-stick cooking spray, whatever. I'm going to spray my pan. I actually need to bring my oven down to 350 for, I think it's 350 for the rolls. Let me check. So I'm also doing reduced fat crescent rolls. 90 calories, 3 grams of fat, 210 on the sodium, 13 carbs, and 2 grams of protein, and 2 sugar in one roll. So not bad. I usually only eat one of these. So I'm going to make these for dinner as well. And I need to preheat the oven to 375 for dark, or non-stick 350. I don't know, is this considered a dark pan to you? I feel like all the pans look the same. It's kind of dark. I don't know what they mean when they say dark pan. Like, all my pans are dark. What do you mean? I'm just gonna go 375. Or maybe 375, whatever. Alright, so I am going to open this. Maybe. Struggling. So I'm gonna turn you this way so you can see my rolls in the pan. For about 9-10 minutes in the oven. For those who don't know, I make these all the freaking time. Alright, I got my crescent rolls here. I'm just going to roll them into the cute little round crescent rolls quickly. We got 1,
Clean that up right now.
2. Sorry guys, I wish I had like a better camera angle for y'all to see what I'm doing.
Right there.
I don't have a cameraman, so I'm just doing the best I can here. Alright, and I'm on my last one, rolling it up. So I'm just going to spread these out on the pan. Alright, and I'm going to pop them in the oven since it's already at 375. I'm going to put my timer on 9 minutes, and then I will check it at 9 minutes to see if they are done. Alright, now that I have everything ready to go for dinner, back to my jalapeno poppers. So, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put you down here so you can see what I am doing. Alright, I got my cream cheese, my cheddar cheese, my chives, and my salt and pepper in here, and I am just going to mix this all up nice and mixed. Make it all smooth. It is hard to mix the cream cheese, especially the block one. The Greek one is really easy to mix because it's whipped, but the block is a little more difficult. So once I get all of this mixed up, I will stuff my jalapenos. Alright, come on guys. Alright, so I got it all mixed up. Now I'm just going to stuff my jalapenos. I only have 5 jalapenos today. Sometimes I do more, but today I just did 5. That's all I bought. So you're just going to take, I use a little kid spoon. I use these spoons for everything. So you're just going to take like a little spoonful and you're going to stuff them. And I use the fat-free cream cheese and the Greek cream cheese to make them a healthy snack. And they also taste freaking delicious because you cannot tell the difference in the cream cheese. It still tastes the same. Especially that Greek cream cheese, that stuff is delicious. It is bomb.com. Okay. So this is like kind of the messy part. There's really, like, I've tried using spoons to do this. There is really no easy way to stuff these things. Your fingers are gonna get messy. It's gonna get everywhere. But it'll still taste amazing and it'll be fine. Everything's going to be fine. So, I'm just using my finger here, this old spoon and finger method. And I just kind of spread it out with the spoon. Okay. Making sure you can see what I'm doing. I feel like I need some music playing or something. It's really quiet in here. If I wasn't doing a video, I would probably have some music playing. But I only have one phone, so I guess I could play music in the background. I don't know if I can record a video and play music at the same time. I mean, maybe. It is what it is. I'll play music later. Alright, so I got my jalapeno in here. I mean, my cream cheese and the jalapeno. I also line my pan with aluminum foil just so that I have less pans to wash. I do this with some things. However, with those rolls that I just put in the oven, I found that they don't come out as well on the aluminum, so it's better to put it directly on the pan. So it works for some things, but not with everything. It does work well with the jalapenos, with the aluminum foil. Alright, I made a little mess. I'm gonna clean it out here. I don't want anything on the pan. Okay. I got 5 more to stuff. So when I first start stuffing these, you kind of want to not do too much at a time, because you want to make sure you have enough cream cheese for all of them, because you do run out pretty quickly and then you have to get more. So I try to just do a little bit at a time. When I get to the end, I'll go back and fill in whatever one needs it. But I'm actually doing pretty good this time. I have a good bit left, so that's good. And that's another thing about measuring it out, is because if you just guess and just use, you know, however much, then you don't know how many, you don't know the nutrition facts, like how many carbs and calories and everything's in it. So that's why I measure it out before I use it, and try to only use what I've measured out. Alright, so that is my jalapenos. They are actually looking pretty good. Alright, so once I stuff all of these, see, I used all of it. It's all gone. Even scraped it out there. I'm just going to fill my bowl with water and wash my hands for the next part. Okay. Alrighty. Clean up my mess. Alright, well, before I show you the next part, I'm going to go ahead and put my tea in the fridge. I'm going to show you guys. I let the tea steep and woo. Nope, you're still there. Okay. I let the tea steep and now it's nice and dark. It looks nice. I think I just took a picture. Whoops. Alright, so I'll put you back there. I'm gonna get my tea. I'm just gonna strain out the excess and throw these away. Put my lid on and I'm gonna stick it in the fridge. And voila, you have sweet tea without having to do a bunch of extra steps. Bada bing, bada boom. Moving on to back to my poppers. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is because you know, like when you go to a fast food place and you get jalapeno poppers, they're deep fried. Well, I'm not deep frying these ones. I'm just baking them. So something I do just to kind of give it that like crunchy taste, I add some roasted garlic bread crumbs to it. I normally do 1/8 of a cup, but I actually only had half of 1/8 of a cup this time, so that should still be enough. I'm just gonna sprinkle these on top. If I was doing more, I would definitely need more breadcrumbs, but since I only have 5 of these today, this should be enough. So I just sprinkle it on top of the cream cheese. Oh, and I might have lied, I'm actually running kind of low on the breadcrumbs. Okay, so I'm out of the roasted garlic ones, but I do have some Italian breadcrumbs, so I'll just use a little bit of these as well. I don't even need that many. I only need it for the last 2. So I did half of 1/8 of a cup of this and half of 1/8 of a cup of the other ones. All right. My rolls are done. So really quickly, this is what my jalapeno poppers look like. You can see them. So yeah, I'm just gonna pop these in the oven at 400 for about 30 minutes. They take about 30 minutes to, not so much an hour, like 30 minutes to 45 minutes to cook. All right, so I'm gonna take my rolls, or check my rolls real quick, and they look like they might be done. Oh yeah, those are done. See, only 9 minutes at 375, and these rolls are beautiful. So I'm gonna stick these out here, out of the way. And I do like to butter my rolls, so I'm going to be using, hang on, I will show you what to use. It's all the way in the back of the fridge, my butter, because I don't use it often. Okay. Alright, so I use a light country crock butter.